start with a little experiment. When you hear the words social media, what comes to mind? Is it the excitement of connecting with friends? The endless scroll of memes and cat videos? Or maybe a bit of both? Think about it for a few seconds. Go ahead, I'll wait. Alright, I guess that all of your minds are filled with a wide range of creative responses, from staying connected to time suck and everything in between. It just goes to show how complex and diverse our relationship with the social media can be. Now, let's jump back to Kolkata, India in 2019. So there are these two kids, Jashika Khan and Mohammed Azaduddin, just doing their thing, flipping and somersaulting their way to school one morning. Normal stuff, right? Well, their teacher decides to film it and shares it online, probably just thinking it's a cute moment. Next thing you know, the video blows up. It's everywhere. TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. And guess who catches wind of it? None other than the Olympic gymnast, Nadia Comaneci. The internet goes nuts. Millions of views, shares, and comments. These two kids become instant stars. And guess what happens next? The Sports Authority of India steps up and offers them free gymnastics training, meals included. How cool is that? Maybe we'll be seeing them rock the Olympics someday. In this crazy world of notifications and memes, there's still a ton of hearts out there. It's about those small acts of kindness, the connections we make, turning them into real life moments of joy. It's about finding the positive in the chaos and spreading some happiness along the way. Now let's get back to social media. Social media, as the name suggests, is basically a medium for people to connect with people all around the world. And the number of users are increasing every single day. According to data reported, more than 66% of all the people on earth now use the internet, with the latest data putting the global user total at 5.35 billion. How many of you here use social media? I bet that 90% of you are dependent on social media for some or the other. This is because social media has woven itself into our daily routines. Now, here's an activity for all of you. Let's break ourselves down into 4 categories based on how and why we use social media. First up, we have the social butterflies. These are those who use social media primarily for one thing: to connect. They're all about staying in the loop with friends, family, sharing updates, and the stories of their lives. For them, social media is like a digital coffee shop, a place to catch up, chat, and stay connected even across long distances. According to WP Beginner, around 49.5% of people around the world are social butterflies. Next up, we have the information junkies. We're the ones who are always in the know. We use social media as a tool for gathering information, staying updated on news, trends, and developments in our interest or industry, and are always mindful about our time and the usage of social media. Let me make things simple. As an information junkie, I'm constantly following news outlets, subscribing to newsletters, diving deep into articles and discussions. I use social media as my go to source for the latest update on technology, science, and current events. Next up, we have the scrollers. These are those who use social media as a way to pass their time, to escape from reality for a little bit. They might find themselves mindlessly scrolling through their feed, getting lost in the endless stream of posts and updates. As an example of a scroller could be someone who, after a long day of work, likes to unwind by going through social media. Before they know it, hours have passed and they have entered a rabbit hole of random memes and funny videos. While it's entertaining at that moment, they might feel like they are wasting their time and could be doing something more productive. According to WP Beginner, an average person spends about 28 hours and 5 minutes in YouTube for a month. So, what can we do about this? Instead of just mindlessly scrolling, let's try being mindful. Set aside time to disconnect and do things that nourish your minds. Follow accounts that inspire and uplift you. Being a regular user of Pinterest, I am always inspired to paint everything that's eye catching, which has made me improve my painting skills. Now, here are 3 seconds for all of you to think about which of these categories you guys might fall into. Alright, now let's address the last category that's not always easy to talk about: the bullies. These are those who use social media as a way to spread hate, to spread negativity, and target others. Bullies engage in a variety of harmful behaviors. They might leave hurtful comments on others' posts, participate in online arguments, and deliberately spread false information to cause harm. Their motivations can vary. Some do it for attention, some out of jealousy or insecurity, and some simply for the thrill of exerting power over others behind a screen. Did you know that 57% of cyberbullied children in 2022 claimed it came from a known person compared to 45% who claimed it came from a stranger? Another devastating information to know is that young people are bullied on Instagram for about 42% compared to 37% on Facebook. Cyberbullying can have devastating effects on teenagers. It can lead to low self esteem, social withdrawal, academic problems, and even thoughts of self harm or suicide. The constant barrage of negative comments and social harassment can leave deep emotional scars that take a very long time to heal. The constant fear of negative comments, the stress of trying to escape, and the loneliness of not knowing what to do can be overwhelming. It's like carrying an invisible weight, a weight that grows heavier and heavier with each cruel word that is typed behind the safety of a screen. So listen up, teens. Let's talk about how we can navigate this crazy digital world without letting cyberbullies get us down. Let's be mindful. Being mindful itself is something that we must consider as a habit. First off, let's be smart about what we put out there. Before hitting that post button, ask yourself, is it something I'd be cool with my grandma seeing? If not, maybe it is better to keep it to myself. Let's keep personal stuff personal and avoid giving cyberbullies any ammo. Secondly, let's change our mindset about social media. Social media isn't all about likes and comments. Instead of chasing popularity, let's try using these platforms for positive vibes. Follow accounts that inspire and uplift you. Share things that make you laugh or think. And most importantly, don't hesitate to mute or unfollow anyone who brings negativity to your feed. And if so, talk to a trusted friend, an adult, or your parents. Let's be real. Sometimes it feels like our parents are from a different planet when it comes to Snapchat streaks and Instagram stories. But you know what? They've got wisdom and experience on their side. Opening up a dialogue with our parents about our online issue can be very helpful. They might not have all the answers, but they sure know a thing or two about dealing with tough stuff. Yeah, I know no one likes rules, but hear me out. When parents set clear guidelines about screen time, it isn't about controlling us. It's about keeping us safe. These guidelines aren't cramping our style. They are giving us the tools to navigate this crazy digital world. This digital world offers us a lot, but it's up to us how we make use of it. Why rely on our parents to control our screen time? Why not take control of ourselves using digital tools? Now let's jump over a few examples that will let us set screen times and more. Apps like Questudio, Norton Family, and Bark are here to save the day when it comes to setting screen times and more. First up, Questudio. This app is your go-to source for setting daily screen time limits. You can set daily limits, it alerts when the time's up, you can lock the device or just the navigation. It's all about giving you control. Norton Family is excellent for students to manage both app and web content. With its school time feature, you can set custom web filters during specific hours of the day, making your study time distraction free. Bark. This app is perfect for parents to create both app and web time schedules. You can create schedules for different apps at different times of the day, giving you full control over your child's online activities. These apps are very helpful and efficient for parents who are dealing with their child's screen time challenges. While there are many other apps with different capabilities, it is our responsibility to prove that we are capable of taking care of ourselves and prove that our relationships with people through social media are completely healthy. Speaking of social interactions, always remember there is a person behind a screen. Every like, comment, or share affects someone. Being mindful means treating others with kindness. It's okay to have different opinions, but we can disagree respectfully. By understanding how others feel, we can make social media a nicer place for everyone. All right, beautiful people, we've covered a lot today about the wild world of social media and cyberbullying. Now, I want you to revisit those thoughts you had earlier. Remember when I asked you to think about the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word social media? Well, think about those again. Think about everything we've discussed. The positive connections, the information overload, the mindless scrolling, the harmful effects of cyberbullying, and the stories of teens making a positive impact. Now, Here's a question for all of you. What's one change you might make in your online habits to create a more positive digital environment for yourself and the others? Think about yourself for a moment later today and try asking this question to yourself in front of a mirror. Thank you.